People. Que pasa, sakpa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Now, people, if you had no idea the type of SHIT whole country that Jamaica is, the type of animals that live in Jamaica, and the most despicable things that they do, have done, will do, this story is going to make your stomach turn. Two sisters, 112, 115, they are still in the place of recovery. Emotionally, physically, any sorts of trauma you can think about, it applies to these two picnic. Based on information, it is said that the two little picnic, they were 23-year-old sister, them are 12 and 15. The 23-year-old sister left to go to the store to get some change to send the pick them go to school. When she come back, she realized the pick them in a BLOODY mess. Somebody or some set of people jump over them fence. Not only did they jump over the fence, them also inflict all sorts of life-threatening wounds in them head, upon them neck, over them body. As a matter of fact, a week later, one of those daughters still has a tube coming out where her lungs was punctured. The two picked them almost dead. People, when the sister came back home, can you imagine the thoughts that went through her head as she looked at these two picnic, 12 and 15, almost lifeless? What type of animal do stuff like this? Bad enough, you broke through the people in bathroom window, take out the glass, go through the window, go in there, go buck up the pit of them, do what you do, and then you couldn't leave it at that. You wanted to make sure, say, you take them out completely. Luckily, only by the mercy of God, that those children are still alive. And people, the journey, the recovery just start, because trust me, they are going to live a nightmarish life. They are going to go through hell with this experience. Now, people, what makes it even worse? The 23-year-old is now the guardian for these 12 and 15-year-old. 3 years or so ago, the mother was taken out in a very bad way in the community. MURDERED. An ex-guardian that was taking care of them, that person got sick. So people, do you think that these people, when they are doing their deeds, them conscience ever asks them, is this right? Isn't something definitely wrong with this when somebody can break in a people's house, jump over the tall little picnic fence and then try to take them out? And people, what is even very disturbing about this story, apparently, they've been preying, or he has been preying the little picnic them, because as soon as the big sister left, them pounced on the house. They took advantage of the situation. Now, people, let me ask you a question. I know that a lot of these people, Christian people, and people that are always in them feelings, when people say, you know, say, them people don't deserve to be breathing the air. Don't deserve to even have them heart a pounce or a beat. These people should get instantaneous justice. You know the type of me I talk about. The Tarzan and the Jane and the little monkey cheetah. They should be cheated of their own life. Whenever people catch them no need to turn them over to the paw. These people should get the same sorts of treatment, or even worse, 1 million fold, the pain that they inflicted on these two pitney. It should be upon them. So in other words, they should do Jamaica a favor. Get rid of them, take them out of here, top out, point blank and period. Now people, have you ever heard the saying, pick until you pick S-H-I-T? People, like me tell you, every day the bucket goes to the well, one day the bottom it is going to drop out. It is always going to be karma for criminals, robbers, gunmen, people that take away people's life, especially innocent people. Now people, this police lady, she was driving her car with her son when she was pounced upon by a set of robbers. This is breaking news, don't have the intricate details. However, them robber, them take the car, them fling out she and her son. Now people, don't know if she had her fire piece, don't know if them ease her up. However, when this happened, she made an alarm. Obviously, Paw, they know exactly what to do. So therefore, she make a call. Apparently, Jamaica Eye was tracking the vehicle, or she had some sort of tracking device. This happened in Portmore. Police roll up on it, trace it down, trail it down, run it down, pull up on the vehicle, blaze it up. It is said that one of those robbers, he was conned up and they caught 4 more people. Like me tell you, say, this is breaking news. Whenever it is breaking news, a lot of details can change. Some of what you hear, some of the information what you hear is true, some might not be so true. However, the point is, they caught at least one, them conned up at least one, and then the rest were held. Now people, when we hear stuff like this, based on what is going on in Jamaica, people, me not tell no lie. Me know at least 3 people that have been victims of thief, hold up at gunpoint in about the last month or so. And I am sure that if you live in Jamaica, or even if you live overseas, you know somebody, family member, friend, a friend that knows a friend that has been the victim of some sorts of robbery. They are on a rampage, a campaign of thievery. These low life and people, every day when me see Paw hold them and them get away or them make them live, I feel as if me get violated. I feel as if me angry because me not understand what's going on. People, there's a saying, and that is the reason why wise men makes these saying. Desperate times calls for desperate measure. So therefore, if somebody a bother you, a plague, a pestilence, a menace, the only thing you need to do is spray that menace with the bacon or the pyro. Me not even going to say raid because raid, it kind of have a decent smell. Wet them up bad. Send a message to the rest of them. Say, listen, we are not playing over here. If you decide, say, you want to live certain life, you should pay for that certain lifestyle in which you chose. And when I say pay, at least lose your freedom or even more better, lose your life. It is only a pity that this lady, the Paw, never wet them up as soon as them drive off. But like me say, me no know the circumstances. However, when the Paw get a second chance, people like them say, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. make sure the impression that you put out there in the ear make the people them know say una nah play. And in the come, take a seat and quiet yourself on the one the other talk there. And FLA screw you to point blank and period. Now people, have you ever heard the saying NEIGA cannot stand promotion? Power in the wrong hand is a dangerous thing. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Now people, there are some people, Jamaicans, overseas and locally, whenever they get any sorts of promotion, they abuse it. They take advantage of it. Them look out for them friend. Gone is their level of professionalism. Them try to use that power as if they are some sorts of dictator. People, the same thing can be said of an inspector of the JCF. I am going to let you take a look at the voice notes, and then I am going to give my piece.
Growing among members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF in Trelawney. This follows the discovery of several boxes containing personal files that were allegedly concealed by a woman inspector. Files of documents relating to unresolved disciplinary matters, applications for promotions and other benefits which were never submitted. There are questions this afternoon about how the police high command will deal with the revelations which have members of the force uneasy and restive. The high command is investigating. Robin Williams has the details.
The woman inspector has responsibility for general administration in the Trelawney Police Division. JCF members are accusing the inspector of deliberately hiding the files over several years. As a result, scores of cases have been reportedly stalled. Police sources say that JCF members have suffered unduly. Officers who applied for benefits were never even considered. One JCF member is reportedly off of frontline duty for not re-enlisting because the woman inspector allegedly hid his files. Police sources say the woman inspector has been in this job for some 7 years. She was promoted to the rank of inspector earlier this year. Allegations are that the inspector, who's on a junior command course, failed to hand over the key for a storeroom which she alone had access to. Her office was reportedly searched and the files discovered. The JCF members say a locksmith was hired to change the locks on the door to the storeroom. Boxes of similar files were also allegedly found. Our news team was informed that there are plans to search the inspector's house. Senior communications strategist in the JCF, Dennis Brooks, says the matter was brought to the attention of the police high command on Tuesday, October 4. Brooks says instructions were immediately given to begin investigations.
The investigations are twofold. The entire filing system in the division is being audited by the ACP admin from headquarters in Kingston. So there's an auditing element to the probe, as well as there is a misconduct investigation that is being progressed by the ACP in charge of Area 1.
Brooks confirms that the woman inspector is currently out of office on a training course. He notes that she's not in contact with the office or the files in question.
The preliminary information that we can share in terms of discovery of the anomaly is that there was a check being made on a vacation leave matter, and when the file could not be found, that's when the anomaly was identified. This triggered a search and the eventual discovery of the files in a room that apparently only the individual had access to. And so the matter was brought before the High Command and immediately acted upon.
Brooks says given the rank of the individual, the matter will go to the Police Services Commission.
We have to prepare the investigation and the evidence and submit it there. By next week, we should have sufficient information to provide an update on where the probe is, but the matter is at a sensitive stage, and so we would be careful not to speak out of turn.
Now, people, like them say, this lady was assigned to Trelawney. So therefore, if you're an officer in Trelawney, if you've ever had any sorts of experience with this lady, you know her history. You know what she's about. She's about nothing, none at all. Because if she can be blocking the promotion, sabotaging other officers, just imagine what she would do to the common person. She has hide the files, she has stopped justice, and people, the officers who are poorly paid already. Just imagine you are being poorly paid, you're pouring out your heart, you're putting in the hard work, and when you're supposed to get promotion, you wonder who will block it. People, that person is your superior. So therefore, she have the people in file. She decided, listen, I am going to take this power and I am going to act as if I am a dictator. I am going to sabotage whoever I can sabotage. And if me and you have problem, you know that you are going to catch hell. You will not get any sorts of promotion. You will suffer under my hand. Now, people, can you imagine? This is a top-ranking paw, somebody that is at the head of the stream, a decision maker. Can you imagine what type of decision she is making? Now, people, this does not only apply to this lady. I am sure that a lot of you people working in any sorts of environment where Jamaicans are present, where Jamaicans are given power, you realize that that same Jamaican turned them back upon you. You realize that that same superior is giving her friends, overlooking you. People, this is not an isolated incident. This is more the norm, because whenever people evil, they are just evil. Whether them a paw, whether them a preacher, whether them a thief, you can't trust nobody, none at all. People are just out for self. Selfish as F-U-C-K. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate video to the point, no sorts of beating around the bush, no sorts of gimmicks, show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. That is how YouTube promotes this video to like-minded persons such as yourself. And remember, whenever people see your greatness and realize that they don't have your potential, they will always throw darts, because they realize that their ceiling is in the cellar, in the abyss of hell. When they look at you, they realize that your potential is in the stratosphere. So therefore, for them to bring up themselves, they have to bring you down. Point blank and period.